Hi everyone, welcome back to another week of planetary weather forecast. Follow up with a tarot card reading for the collective to see what's happening up in the sky and what might be for us this next coming week. We're talking about April 4th to April 10th. So before I begin, just want to say thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching this video. And if you find this information helpful in any kind of way, I hope that you can like this video. You can consider subscribe my channel. I come up here every week to do this kind of weekly planetary report to share the energies that's happening up in the sky so we can know how to take advantage or use it to help us to navigate any areas of our life. I'm a Reiki master, energy healer. I'm also a tarot card reader and Akashic record readers, and I also offer natal chart reading. So if you want to connect with me or contact me regarding to any of the services that I provide, feel free to contact me. All my information are in the description box. There's my Instagram where you can message me there. You can also email me. So thank you for stopping by again, and let's begin. So we begin with April 4th, Monday or Tuesday morning, depending where you are in the world. We have a Mars Saturn conjunction. And April 4th is quite significant too, because that day, 4-4, we already have a portal there with 2 4s, which is about building the foundation and having that foundation within our lives or as a collective, right? And this Mars conjunct Saturn is actually talking, about our foundation too, which I'll go further into that. And also, April 4th is a universal day of 14. And you can break it down to 5, which signifies changes. So we can see this day having quite a special meaning because it signifies changes, maybe within our foundation individually or as a collective. And this is actually what the conjunction is kind of about. So I mean, the synchronicity, so Mars conjunct Saturn, what does that mean? So Mars actually conjuncts Saturn around roughly every 2 years. They have this 2-year cycle where they will conjunct in the sign, usually consecutively one after another, but sometimes depending on the degree point, they might have the conjunction in the same sign again. And this is what's happening right now actually. And we can see Mars is the planet of the planet that's known as the planet of war. It is about actions. It is that fiery, fast moving energy, and it represents the way we take action in our lives. And Saturn is this planet of, I like to refer him as the planet of tough love. Saturn talks about having boundaries, limitations, sometimes restriction, and having that structure in things that we do in life. It is also about cause and effect. It can also refer to time as well. So when you have these two same but different energy conjunct together, it can seem to be a place where tension can be caused, and it is quite true. It can be a tough or intense aspect. And just to recap, last time we have this conjunction was March 30, 31st, depending where you are in the world, 2020. I think we kind of remember what that was like. It was when this whole panorama begins, right? And it it was happening at 0° Aquarius, which talks about the collective, which is also a Saturn rule sign. And we did see collectively and of course individually, we went through this 2-year cycle for the past 2 years of learning to have to live our life with a new set of protocols that this conjunction brought us. And it is regarding, you know, our hygiene, how to wash our hands properly, how to remain a social distance with people, traveling was restricted, so on and so forth. So I'm not saying that to create fear and to say that this is what is happening again, even though this conjunction is happening still in Aquarius. Mars and Saturn are still in Aquarius, and this is where the conjunction is happening. But that doesn't mean that the exact same thing is going to happen again, because during that conjunction 2 years ago, there were other energies at play during that time. But it does, the way I see it, it does resemble some similar energies, but maybe a different approach or a newer chapter stemming out from what we have been going through and working on and facing for the past 2 years. I feel like this Mars-Saturn conjunction is more of a, so this is what happened 2 years ago, this is how far we have come, so now over this 2 years there's new things new issues coming up, and maybe things that we need to learn how to face and work on moving forward in the next 2-year cycle. And what I can see is, well, yes, the past 2 years was really hard. We learned some really hard lesson. We had to learn to kind of live in a new way regarding to our living situation, the way we take care of ourselves, the way we interact with people, and the way we work too, because we learned a lot about, well, we need to maintain a social distance with people in order to be safe. And we also learned that a lot of industries suffered. Many people have to be very adaptable when it comes to the work sector. Many people lost job, lost their business, or have to change career, have to switch jobs, learn another way to work. Many people learn to work from home because they were in, you know, like a working environment, and they have to remain that social distance, right? So many companies learn to work from home through the internet. So there's all these new things that stem out from that conjunction that happened 2 years ago. And now with all these new things that's happening within the collective, I feel like this coming up conjunction is going to bring up issues and things that we'll have to work through and face and deal with in this next 2-year cycle. I feel like, and we already see that the conjunction haven't exactly happened yet, but we already see there are new variants. So I feel like this conjunction will be maybe about some new protocols of how do we work with these new variants, how will they affect us individually and as a collective around the world, because we do see variations happening within different countries. Some countries are more open, they are maybe suffering less in a way, and maybe their country is starting to reopen and kind of like trying to go back to normal. And some countries are still heavily impacted by it and still quite isolated. And so it will be how all these different countries are going to maybe impose new protocols or law or restriction or whatnot regarding to the situation in this next 2 years cycle. And also the next big thing that I see within what's happening is also surrounding mostly about work. Many people work from home because of what happened in the past 2 years. Many people also have to switch career path or change their career profession, lost a job or gain other job or opportunity because of what happened these 2 years. And I feel like this will continue to develop in the next 2 year cycle. We find out that in many countries there's a very big difference between the rich and the poor, and there's also very unfair treatments amongst the working class, and there are people around the country start to really put their voice out and to demand the rights and the benefits that they deserve. And I feel like this is what's happening this upcoming 2 year cycle, is more about how we look at work as a collective and of course individually. I'm sure that this past 2 years have taught us all individually a lot of different lessons. It might change a lot of the way we think about how we should live our life, how we should work, and so on and so forth. Our priorities might have changed. The way we look at work, health, just life in general. What's important to us, what's our priority, what do we truly want in life and desire in life might have changed. We might have newer information, our belief system might have changed, our values might have changed. So all this is kind of our individual Mars Saturn conjunction energy. What have you learned over this past 2 years, and how do you want to move forward with all these things that happened over the past 2 years? Because Mars is about, well, how do you want to take actions regarding different areas of your life? Did it change? Saturn is here to bring in clarity, to help you to look deeper, to look at maybe each areas of your life. What have you learned? Did anything change? Do you want to implement a different structure? Are there areas in your life where you feel like you want to prioritize more or less after what happened? So you're doing all this reshuffling, reworking, rethinking, and this conjunction might bring in this energy for you to look at your life individually, but also look at the world collectively. What have this pandemic really taught you? Did it maybe make you a little bit more aware of not just about your life, but as life of everybody as a collective? Because the next thing I want to talk about is this conjunction is also squaring the lunar nodes, the North Node in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. After what we have learned, now how do you apply into yourself, into your life, different areas of your life, but also did it give you a bigger picture of how you see and view the world? Did it bring some awareness to you that, hey, because for myself, I really look at it as how did it impact me, of course, personally, and around me, but also when you look at it at a deeper level and pull yourself out to look at the bigger picture. The North Node and the South Node is telling us about this collective trauma that we all have endured over the past 2 years. What have you endured? What have you learned? Don't shy away. It is time to really look at them, to face them, because that's when you can learn to lean into the light. That's when you can learn the lessons and have the revelations that you need to look at different areas of your life. So that the North Node in Taurus is more about being present, to look at all these traumas or sufferings that maybe you have endured or you see the collective endure. How have it changed you? And being present to know that every one of us have the power to contribute to create a ripple effect. When one person make a change, a small change, it can and imagine everyone do that little small change. Together we can create a real change in this world. So I'm just trying to also try to use this aspect and use this energy to bring in a message for us to be curious about too. Because I am very passionate about our Mother Earth and how she has been just giving and providing us unconditionally, loving us, supporting us. Look at everything that we have, that we're still sustaining, that we're still standing on the ground, and we're still living, breathing the air. But also all this destruction, this natural disaster, they're not here to like, yeah, I'm gonna give you bad karma because you treat me like that, and then I'm gonna bring in disaster to like make people suffer. I believe it is her screaming for help. I believe it is her to ask us to look beyond just our life, but to think bigger and deeper. And how we often think, oh, it's just me, one person doing this thing, no one around me is doing the same, how can I change the world? I think about it this way too, but I also believe that if I can continue to do what I can to make the changes that I want to see in the life, and people around me might see it, and I can also share this message out to the collective, and hopefully it will bring in an influence for them, and they can start to do the same, and they do the same and influence other, and now you see we create a ripple effect that can affect the collective, and together we're stronger, and together we can be the change. So I'm just trying to I'm just seeing this energy is happening with everything's going on around the world as well. So I feel like this is a very important message to share here with you all. And I mean, feel free to comment below to see what you think as well. I would love to hear from you too. And this energy is, I feel like it's more a pre-shadow, or a pre-shadow of what's coming up, because we are actually in the eclipse season already. April, because usually you can feel the eclipse energy around 2-3 weeks or even a month prior before they happen. And the first one, which did happen end of 2021 when we have that Taurus eclipse, but it's just that little opening light. We are really in the eclipse season right now, and there's one coming up at the end of April, which will bring up more of this theme, this energy coming up, because this coming year and a half, all the eclipses are happening on the lunar nodes, North Node in Taurus and South Node in Scorpio, and all these are gonna break energy are gonna be magnified too. So, and during eclipse it is even more powerful. So I just want us to kind of have this information at the back of our mind, so that we can also try to be curious and think about what we can do, and how can we use this energy to also create the change we want for not just ourselves, but for the collective. Because remember, we need to be a little bit less selfish and think about the collective sometimes too. I don't have children But I do know people that have children. I don't know if where your status is. It doesn't matter. But just in general, how do you want to leave this planet for the younger generation? How do you want to educate them, to let them know what's right, what's wrong, what's the value system, what's the belief system? I think this is very important question for us to contemplate and be curious about too. So yes, it's quite long-winded and quite heavy. I know it feels like I'm like dragging things out from this conjunction, but this conjunction really led me to think about all these, and I just want to share my thoughts with you all. So feel free to comment below and we can discuss about it too. Okay, I know, so what I just shared seems a little heavy. I know that. I'll share another energy aspect that we will be experiencing. This is a little less heavy, I know, I'm sure, and I'm sure you all will enjoy it too, because on April 5th, Venus finally left Aquarius and is entering Pisces. It's a very good news. It's a very good news, because as I don't know if you have been watching my videos, or you have been watching, reading astrology or whatnot, Venus have been going on this rough, hard, tiring journey ever since end of 2021. She is tired, okay? She was having this long 5-month journey in these 2 Saturnian planets, Capricorn and Aquarius, and it was really tough because she had her retrograde in Capricorn, and then she was conjuncting Pluto 3 times. It was really rough, and now she's finally able to breathe. I feel like she's finally having her strength back, because now she's in Pisces, a sign that she's exalted in, that she can actually let her hair down, enjoy, and just take a break from what just happened for the past 5 months in those 2 Saturnian planets. But I personally think that it is a very, even though it was tough, and I'm sure many of us might also experience that energy too, the past 5 months or so might have been tough in your relationships and money matter sectors. It might have you do a lot of rethinking, reworking, reprioritizing, reevaluating all your relationships, especially, of course, your romantic ones, but also your close one-on-one relationships with, each of your family members, siblings, close friends or whatnot. And also, the most importantly, the relationship you have with yourself. So it has been a rough 5 months because Venus retrograde and was in the 2 Saturnian planets conjuncting Pluto. It brought up a lot of lessons and informations. For some, maybe revelations and aha moments regarding to all your relationships. Things that bring you joy too, because we're talking about everything that Venus governs. It can talk about beauty, how you define beauty and how you see beauty, and what is your value in that, and what does beauty truly means. And also things that bring you joys, which makes you happy, things that you love to do, you enjoy. And of course, Venus also governs money, so it can be about your money matters, your personal financial situation and all that. And now that Venus is in Pisces, I feel like it is an energy for us to finally sigh it all out, the air, and also see how far you have come. What lessons have you learned over the past 5 months? And how are you going to move forward with all this maybe new information, lessons, or revelations that you have gained over the past 5 months on your journey. So everyone is different, of course, so depending what's happening in your human stories. But now that Venus is in Pisces, everything feels easier, everything feels softer, and maybe people will have that feeling of, ooh, I feel lighter, I feel more ready to connect, I actually want to connect with people, maybe share what's been happening for the past few months, or things like that. You might find a new sense of joy in doing things that brings you joy and things that you enjoy, you love. Also, you might feel more ready to connect with people in general, or romantic or whatnot. Venus in Pisces. Pisces is this sign of sometimes referring to a little bit of an extreme, because Pisces have no boundaries, right? It's a mutable water sign, so it's like, all the feels and all the love, and just no boundaries, no limitation. So maybe for some it can be a little bit one or another extreme, because Pisces can also talks about being dreamy and all that, but also the downfall of Pisces is escapism and avoidance, and want to avoid and through addictions or things like that. So watch out if you are on the other side of being too much in the la la land. So try to stay grounded too with this Venus in Pisces energy, but also enjoy it, because I feel like many of us might feel this energy change, might feel like, ooh, and with spring here, everyone might feel more eager and ready to go out more, to connect more, even it's just connecting through Venusian things like art, poetry, and music. And because Pisces is also a sign that's more intuitive and compassionate, and it talks about, it's more in the heart space, whereas less in the mental space, because Venus was in Aquarius and it was more in the mental space right now. But when Venus goes to Pisces, it's more about the feels, it's more about the feelings. So maybe you will feel more easier to connect or express yourself through those Venusian things, such as art, music, or art, things like that, poetry. So Venus in Pisces also can talk about the divine love. So because Pisces is a spiritual sign too, so it can talk about that connection you have with the divine, whoever you want to refer it to, and what name you want to give them to, it doesn't matter. It's simply just the connection, the love that you have for your spiritual practice, your different modalities that you practice or know or learn. It can be the connection you have with your spirit guides, or just your religion, right? So maybe during this Venus in Pisces period, you will feel more connected. You might be, or maybe if you don't have any, you might be curious and wanted to learn a bit more about it and explore it too. And it can also be a time where you can feel more connected and deepening that spiritual practice if you already have your own. So Venus will enter Pisces on April 5th, and it will stay in Pisces until the May 2nd. So the rest of April, more so. So enjoy this time when Venus is in Pisces. Go out and go explore some art, poetry, music. I'm sure during this time there might be some pieces like movie or music, poetry, art piece or whatnot that will look back at years after and be like, whoa, do you remember that movie back in 2022 April that was like a hit, or that was so good, or that song or whatnot? So I feel like that might happen too for some. And if you're in the creative industry, I feel like this Venus in Pisces might bring in some inspiration for you too. So enjoy this beautiful energy that Venus in Pisces is going to bring us. And this is the time where you can feel a little bit easier and to open your heart to communicate and express yourself. So doesn't matter if you're single, doesn't matter if you're in a relationship, doesn't matter if it's just about romantic relationship, you can totally express your love, your affection to your pets, your family, your siblings, your friends, your co-workers or whatnot. And the most important is yourself, right? So enjoy this Venus in Pisces energy. And then on the next day, April 6 to 8, around this time, Mercury. We actually have a very Mercury mental energy week. Mercury is going to sextile Mars and Saturn. Sounds familiar? Yes, because I did just mention about that Mars Saturn conjunction that we're having on Monday. And 2 days later, Mercury is joining the party, sextiling with Mars and Saturn. I think this energy is really nice because what happened is, you just heard about what I mentioned when I talk about the Mars Saturn conjunction. It might bring up many issues or things that you want to look at within yourself or as a collective. And Mercury is in Aries right now. Mercury coming in, he is fast traveling, he is fast talking, because Mercury is about our thoughts and communication. So with Mercury coming in to join that Mars and Saturn conjunction, I feel like it's beautiful because it is bringing in some mental energy to help us to navigate what we are navigating in whatever it means to you, because everyone will experience this energy a little different because we all have our own life story that we're living. So with this Mercury energy, it is going to bring in some ideas. It is going to bring in maybe some brain juice for you to work through what comes up for you during the Mars and Saturn conjunction. It might help you to make some decisions. It might give you some ideas of what you can work on or how you can work on with what came up during that Mars Saturn conjunction. So I really like this energy. I think it is very positive and helpful as well. Just a tiny little thing we have to be careful is that Mercury is in Aries. So it is a fast, fiery energy. So it can definitely bring in some really insightful energy with our thoughts and communication. It might help us to make some really, It might help us to make some decision that we have been dragging or avoiding to make or like scared to make. This Mercury in Aries will come in and be like, come on, let's go, time to do this, let's go and move on. But one thing is that this Mercury in Aries energy can also be a bit hot-headed and a little bit fiery and maybe a little bit reckless when you're not mindful. So do beware of that and be gentle when you're communicating, so that we don't go into we don't create any tensions or conflict if we're communicating with others. Why did I mention that this week feels like a very mental energy filled week with Mercury? Because on April 10th, Mercury is going to make another aspect before Mercury leaves Aries to go to Taurus the next day. Mercury is going to square Pluto and Capricorn. So I like this energy because Pluto is this planet of transformation. It is asking us to go deeper, to see the truth. Pluto is also the the detective, right? It is going to investigate to the bottom of everything. So with a Mercury squaring Pluto, maybe it was about the Mars conjunct Saturn, that this energy coming in is going to help us to look into our issues or problems or things that we're working on at a deeper level. It is going to help us to review what's hidden. So that day can be us finding maybe some secrets, maybe some truth will be revealed. Maybe we will, either you're the one who's receiving it or you're the delivering it. You're delivering some truth to other people regarding to the situation. So this can be a day where, you know, the truth is out in the light kind of moment for some people. Or this energy can also be very helpful for you to navigate any problems, questions, issues that you're going through, especially if that Mars Saturn conjunction brought up any new insight for you to work on. Remember, they are going to start a new 2-year cycle for us individually and as a collective. So this energy can be really helpful to maybe help you to look deeper into some of the issues or problems within your life, or as a collective, we might find out some truth or secrets about some countries too. So it will be interesting to see what comes up that day. So that's about it for this week's planetary transits. And now we'll move on to the tarot card reading for the collective. Hi everyone, so we're here at part 2, a tarot reading for the collective. All the cards have been shuffled and meditated on. And remember, this is a general reading. It will not resonate with everyone, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And if you want a private reading catered to your energy, I am more than happy to do that for you. My information is in the description box, so please feel free to contact me via email or my social media, my Instagram. So let's see what is the collective message for this upcoming week, April 4th to April 10th. Okay, let's see. So we have some pretty big energy going on here. I thought I have 4 cards coming out for me in the last drop, but there's actually 5. So it's okay. I'll take them all. They must be here for a reason. So we have actually 3 major arcanas out from 7 cards. So for some people, this week is pretty big for you. Seems like for some people, it is wrapping up a cycle and beginning the next chapter in life, or something is ending and something is beginning. So we have this energy of ending, beginning, or maybe some situation or areas in your life is turning a new leaf, turning a new page, or you entering into a new chapter this week. And it's very similar to that Mars and Saturn conjunction that I talked about earlier in the astrology part, because that energy is signifying a wrapping up of the previous 2 years Mars conjunct Saturn cycle, and it is a start to a new cycle on Monday when they conjunct again. So we do have okay, so I have a few different storylines coming out, so I'll talk about them one by one. For some people this week, you are really wrapping up something in your life. It can be a situation regarding to a financial, legal matter, It can also be about a money situation, a financial situation. It is about you finally coming to a conclusion, coming to a decision. You have been struggling and you have been contemplating between two options, two directions or whatnot. And this week you receive some insight or information that will help you to make a decision to finalize this matter for you. And I see this regarding to a money financial situation. It can also talk about a chapter in your life. For some people, it looks like a legal situation, a legal matter. Again, I'm not lawyer. I'm not giving any concrete consultation. So please consult with your own lawyer if this is what you're dealing with. But what I see from the card is you have been having a hard time to make a decision regarding to a situation in your life or an area of your life. I see that in legal matter, in financial situation. It can also be a decision that you have to make between, for example, a relationship, a friendship, any sort of relationship. Or just a decision in life that you're trying to make and you have been struggling, not knowing which decision or which direction you should go for. And this week, I think you're finally at the point you're ready to make that final decision. And with you making that decision, it will open up a new cycle for you, a new chapter of life for you. And it will help you to move forward again, to continue to move on in life, because you have been feeling stuck. You have been feeling stagnant for some people. And for another group, I see that there is a spark within you that is going to ignite this week. Maybe it is all the Mercury energy that's happening in the sky this week. A spark ignite within you. There is something, either a creative idea, project that you want to explore or manifest into the reality that you want to work on. It also can be in that beginning stage where it happened this week. That idea come in this week and you are going to decide to take on to, maybe it is regarding of learning a new skill. It is regarding about you pursuing something. So I see that for some people, either a spark within you got ignited or someone finally, I don't know, give you like a green light to go. It can be yourself actually. You know what? I really want to learn this or take this course or to go after this dream or to start this creative project or idea. So this week I am not going to wait anymore. I am going forward to start nurturing it and bringing it into reality. Or I'm finally going to sign up for that course. I'm going to make it happen. This week, I got this message for a group. And for some, it's about relocating. It's about you, this decision you're making might be about you having to move to a different location. Maybe you receive a job offer that require you to move, to relocate. For some, it is even like not just within the city or district or whatnot. It requires you to move to another country. So it is truly starting a new chapter of life in somewhere else. And I see that you have been hesitating. You have your questions and doubt, but spirits, the cards here are telling you to go after this movement, this relocation, because this relocation is going to bring in such positive energy. You're going to start something new there. You will have new friends and new adventures. And I see positivity from this relocation for you. So if this is your message, I'm very happy for you. So say yes. Say yes to that, that decision that will allow you to move to that new location. So wow, that's exciting. If this message resonates, feel free to comment below and let you know. Would love to hear that from you. And for some, I see it is regarding to communication between a relationship, whether it is a romantic situation, whether it is communication, like a one-on-one communication between two people, friendship, family dynamics, romantic situation, or whatnot. It can be, of course, you know, always within yourself, that aha moment, that self-actualization, realization, revelation you got within you that will help you to move this situation, this relationship to either the next level or to part ways. But either way, it will help you to feel a sense of relief. It is the week where you are going to speak your truth, to review how you truly feel. Maybe you have an argument or a not so comfortable situation with your friends, and this week you're going to speak up to let the other person know how you truly feel, to resolve this situation and to communicate. And I also remember talking about this energy with all the Mercury energy that we will experience this week. So this totally makes sense. Whatever relationship that you're dealing with, facing, within your human story, this week is asking you to sit with your feelings truly and to really review how you truly feel regarding to either a friendship, a romantic partner, or a family dynamic, sibling, or whatnot. It is asking you to stop overthinking and overguessing and just staying up in your own head, because the other person doesn't know what you're thinking and feeling. And that always happens in all sorts of relationships, even the one with ourselves. Sometimes we find it hard to review our truth and most honest feeling that's inside us. And because of that, so many miscommunication, so many conflicts and tension, so many relationships either, you know, just go part ways or whatnot, or tensions created, or, you know, just bad feelings and tension created because of that. So this week it is asking you to stop overthinking, stop being in your head, and just be truthful, to be truthful with it for yourself and to others. So it is about communication, how you truly feel and think regarding to any kind of relationship, friendship, or whatnot in your life or a situation. It is time to speak your truth in order to let go of this tension, to resolve the conflict, or to simply have a closure. Or you might be on the receiving end, so, you know, depending on your human story, but that is what I see from the cards. So, wow, okay. Lots of different things happening for us this week. So let's see what other message, advice that we can get from all these oracle decks up here. I'll get all the cards out first and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so all the cards are out. Let's take a look at them. From the Moonology deck, we have, well, the Mercury energy did come out, and also the Pisces energy, which is you know, again, so resonating to the energy up in the sky. We have Venus going into Pisces this week, and we also have a lot of aspect that Mercury is having this week. So here we have first quarter moon in Gemini, speak your world into being. And this really talks about that all the Mercury energy that I was talking about in astrology and also in the card spread just now. It is about speaking your truth this week regarding, you know, for some people this week, it is about speaking your truth, revealing how you truly feel regarding to what's happening in life, whether it is a situation or a relationship that's happening in life. It is also about you speaking your world into being, bringing that spark, that thing you want to do, ground them into reality. Whether it is you having a new chapter in your life, making that decision so that you can move forward, whether it is regarding to you deciding to go after that creative project idea that you have in your mind, or pursuing that course, or doing that relocation. It is about really grounding them into reality, speak them into the world, into the reality. And then we have this card, new moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. And this is talking about that Venusian energy that's entering Pisces, attuned to the divine. As I mentioned, Venus in Pisces energy is a big part of that is you connecting with the divine, you connecting with your spiritual practices. So for some, this is really going to magnify this month when Venus is in Pisces. And then from the spiritual animal that we have, the antelope spirit, life is speeding up. And yes, that is true for some people, because we do see just now from the spread, for some, your life is speeding up once you decide to get out of that stagnant energy situation, relationship that you're in, to make a move, to finally make that decision, or to choose the direction you want to go. Life is just going to speed up and move forward. Nothing is going to change unless you make a change, you make a move, right? So that is resonating as well. And then we have snake spirit, time to heal. And this is true for some too, because when we talk about that Mars Saturn conjunction that's going to square the North Node and South Node, it is also, I did mention about collective trauma and individual trauma. Then the only way to do that is to be present, embracing it, and to witness it, so that we can then find a way to overcome, to face it, to heal it, and to alchemize it, to help us into moving to the next chapter in our life as well, right? And also it is about that, using that Venus in Pisces energy to connect to the divine, to seek different modalities that will help you to connect with yourself at a deeper level, to heal whatever it is behind you, within you. And maybe it is to help you to heal something external too, right? Maybe it is to help you to heal relationship that you have with people around you as well. And then we have fox spirit, think on your feet. So this really talks about that Mercury and Aries energy, that fast thinking, communicating energy that we'll experience, that is going to create some aspect this week. So it will definitely help you to make some decision, or to help you to communicate, but also think on your feet, think before you speak when you're communicating, so that you don't have any miscommunication or misunderstanding, or to get into conflict with people. And from the Oracle of the Wisdom deck, we have card 16, All That Glitters. So I see that, let me see. If you look closer to the cards, you can see that there's a mountain of gold here, all the glitters. But then you see mask here, and then there's a person behind it shining, right? Shining the light. So I think it is regarding to what I mentioned just now about one of the storyline is revealing your true self, revealing how you truly feel or thinking, with whether it is a revelation within yourself, facing your own truth, or it is regarding to you revealing what's within you to others, right? And sometimes this is when you find out who sticks around, who truly stays, and who truly loves you when you reveal all of yourself, right? So I feel like, I don't know, I just get, for some people, maybe this week, this is what you're going through. When all is out in the air and the light, do we still feel the same way? Do we still want the same thing, right? Or maybe, oh, and it reminds me of that Mercury square Pluto energy. Truth, secrets are being revealed. Well, now that you know everything, do you still feel the same? Do you, maybe as a collective, some news or secret will come out. Does it, will it affect your belief system, the way you think about certain things or see certain things? Or is it going to give you a new perspective to something in life, right? And of course, this can be individually too. I just mentioned that too, right? And let me see. I'll also read the guidebook message from this card for you as well, to give you more information. So all that glitters. A need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dance or dress something up to disguise its true nature, trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkly new things. It's only human to want to adorn oneself in trinkets and paints in a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the trappings of status, or to deny them as a statement of rebellious. But if it's sparkle, is it better? Whether it's a fast car, big house, title, or position, the stamp of authority, or the sparkling of a diamond, those icons let you know something about a person, a place, or a thing. Or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the mask people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine all that glitter is gone. Would you still desire the object or person? Right? So that is definitely the Mercury square Pluto energy that we will see at the end of the week. All right, from the Self-Care Oracle, we got two cards come out. The first one we have Truth. Truth is different at different levels of consciousness. Reserve judgment. Well, I feel like that is also about that Mercury Pluto energy that we will experience this week. Next card we have surprise. Release your expectation and be open to surprise. Well, I guess we'll find out when truth and secrets are being revealed later this week, right? So no matter what happened for you in your life or whatnot. I hope is going to help you move forward in life in some ways. So I hope this message helped. Feel free to comment below how you find this message. And again, contact me if you need a personal reading. All my information are in the description box, and I am wishing you a great week ahead. And I'll see you back here next week. Bye!